Hello everybody, this is Gregory with 5 Minute Catholic Apologetics, where 5 minutes of your time may get you to the divine. Today we're going to give you 4 litmus tests that you can do to your pastor to see if they don't like traditional Catholicism. Now before we begin, let's start with a prayer. Nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritui Sancti, Amen. Gloria Patri et Filii et Spiritui Sancto, secuta erat principio et nunc et semper et saecula saeculorum. Amen. All right, so look, this is by no means a way to shame your pastor or anything negative like that. But we know that the church, there's a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing. There's fifth columns. We know that certainly if you look at, the North American College, the St. Gallen Mafia, in other cases, there are priests and bishops that practice things that are not 100% in conformity with the ordinary magisterium or the deposit of faith and so forth. And so you'll see this played out in the parochial level as well. And there are going to be some pastors who are modernists. They go to the 5-part series we have on liturgical abuses that drive me crazy. And some of these pastors really don't like traditionalism or what would be perceived to be anything prior to Vatican II. They are definitely pastors of the spirit of Vatican II. And look, I think like complementarianism, you can have the extraordinary form and we can have the ordinary form. You can have both. And there shouldn't be one necessarily that excludes or prohibits the other. And so I feel like these are 4 things that you can ask your pastor that they can do that is minimal work, doesn't cost any money. So if you go up to him and say, hey, I don't like resurrected Jesus, can we actually get a real crucifix, as we've always had a real corpus just since the beginning of the church? And he's like, no, that's too expensive. Okay, that's understandable. Now you could hide behind it's too expensive, but okay, but that's asking him a lot, or move the tabernacle back into the church. But these are 4 little things. So let's get going. Number 1, Father, can we please get a portable kneeler so those who want to receive the Eucharist kneeling and on the tongue can do so without hurting their knees? You might go to a parish. Now I understand some of you are TLM or ordinariate, but some of you do go to a Novus Ordo Mass. And there are people, and you can totally see them in line because it's women who are in chapel veils typically. There are some that only receive on the tongue, but there are some who want to kneel and receive it. And it's hard, man. It's hard. I'm 48. It's hard for me to do it because I'm not flexible. But I've gone to parishes that the deacon will bring a little kneeler, right? And just, it's on this side, bring it, put it next to where they're administering the Eucharist, so those who want to receive it kneeling on the tongue can do so. It's a very easy thing to do. So you ask your pastor, hey, can we just get this kneeler? It's not a big deal. That is not a big inconvenience. If he doesn't do it, well then he's not a fan of giving it on the tongue, even though according to the Roman Missal, you can still give it by both ways. So that's 1. Number 2, Father, can we please say the St. Michael prayer at the end of daily masses? Now, this was done prior to Vatican II. And in fact, prior to Vatican II, we would do the last gospel and the St. Michael prayer. That was very customary, not only in daily Mass, but in Sunday Mass. But that went away after Vatican II. Now, you can still go to parishes, traditionalist or Novus Ordo, that do the St. Michael. I know several in the town that I live in that do it. But if you go to a parish where after the daily Mass, they don't say it, just ask the Father. Father, you don't even have to say it. You can just, leave. Is it okay of us as a congregation to say the St. Michael prayer? It would be appreciated. Pope Leo XIII gave that to us almost 130 years ago. Not a big inconvenience, so you can ask him that. If he says no, well, then he's not really into traditionalism. Number 3, May crowning. I'm filming this right now in May, even though this is being released in July. May crowning was something that we used to do prior to Vatican Council too. You'd see pictures of girls dressed up in dresses and all this. And we do it during May, which is for the month of Mary. That kind of got wiped away with Vatican II as well. Say, hey, I'll even plan it. I'll even pay for it. I'll schedule it. Can I please do it? And the number 4, the one is, hey, can we do a Latin rosary? Can we do a rosary in Latin? the language of the church, the official language of the church, of course the official language of the extraordinary Mass, the language of our patrimony, of our ancestors, of 1,000, depending, I mean, there's estimates that St. Peter was doing the Mass in Latin prior to his martyrdom, at least 1,800 years of church history. Hey, can we at least also do, since we can't have the Mass in Latin here, can we at least do a Rosary? Because look, that's not an inconvenience. You can go to, well, we don't have Kinko's anymore, but you could go to FedEx or whatever and just print from online the Rosary, the Hail Mary, the Ave Maria, the Pater Noster in Latin. It's not hard. You make 50 copies. Just, can we use the side chapel? If I say, Father, you pick the time. Tuesdays at 2, whatever. You pick the time. We'll have the handouts, and then whoever is into doing the Mass or the Rosary in Latin can do it in Latin. Does not inconvenience him at all. I love doing the Mass or the Rosary in Latin. I do it by memory because I just love that, because if I'm ever in a place where I don't have sheets, and that's not an inconvenient thing. He doesn't have to pay anything. So these are 4 easy things. The Macaroni is the only one that may cost a little money. The Kneeler would cost money. But these are 4 simple things that would not inconvenience the pastor at all and could bring a lot of beauty to the parish. So ask these 4 things, and if he says no to any of these things, then you kind of know where his leanings are. And look, you don't report him to the bishop. No, we're not going to. You only report priests to the bishop after you talk to the bishop. Think of what kind of the rubric Jesus gives us in the Gospels. You talk to him, you bring a friend, then you take it to the bishop, right? Because Christ did establish a visible hierarchical church, and he gives you in the Gospels the fact that you take it to the church, right? No, you don't report it to the bishop, because this is not a grievance. Like, if he changes the words of consecration, okay, that you report to the bishop. But no, you talk to the priest, and if he says no to all of them, you just pray for him, and maybe one day these things will be allowed in your parish. And also, lastly, remember, we don't live in a world where you have to go to your neighborhood parish. You can go to any parish you want. So if you feel like, we'll use the term that the lapsed Catholics use, you're not being fed at your parish, go to another parish. If you're more of a traditionalist, like and I am, go to a TLM if you have one in town, or go to an ordinariate, or just find a Novus Ordo parish that is more traditional if that is your leaning. So guys, try these out if you like, but with all charity, be kind to your priests, because they deal with a lot, and be kind to your pastor. Guys, post some comments, let me know if you agree or disagree. I'd like to hear from you. Hit the notification button so these episodes come directly to you, and share with others. Until next time, take care, God bless, and pray.